Right. Catch up time, and you're going to have to excuse the chaos, but Andrew is currently retrieving wagglers that he's just lost. So we've sent him to get them back. But anyway, catch up time. We haven't done one for a bit, and I have been a very, very busy boy doing ridiculous amounts of miles, as usual, but crack on. It's how it's got to be with these qualifiers, and that's what it's all been about. Literally, other than the first thing that I'll catch up on, which was a festival at Monk Hall Fisheries, it's all been about qualifiers. That's all. Yeah, it is. It's all a fished. Oh, a live match with Matrix as well, but I won't go into that because that's obviously going to be another film for another time. But yeah, Monk Hall, first one, and it was the On the Flyer stroke Catch More TV festival. First one they've had this time of year. First one we've had. We fished last year in September. It were a joke. I had my biggest ever weight last year in September. I had 380 odd pounds. Ridiculous. It was never going to be that sort of level because of time of year, but it's still being quite cold. But yeah, what a flipping venue that is. I'm going to say it's the best venue I'll go for that type of fishing. It is for F1y, close. It's solid. But it's solid and civilised, and it's amazing. I can't recommend it highly enough, Monk Hall. It's just the play. Everything's amazing. The only thing is, it's always flipping windy. But other than that, everywhere seems, all the good ones seem to be windy all the time, don't they? But wow, quite simply, so many fish. But you've still got to do it right. So, what was that? 2 days on there? Yeah, 2-day festival that was. Random draw both days, 50 anglers on, 5 lakes, 10 people, your zone is 10. I mean, your lake, you have to win your lake both days to do any good. And I've drawn St. Blake both days. I've drawn Lark, which is, there's always, we talk about this, there's always a lake you draw at each venue, you seem to, and Lark's my one when I go Monk Hall. I mean, I always seem to be on there. It messed me up in the festival last year on a September one. Drawing the peg I drew on Lark and the way I fished definitely cost me. So I sort of want to put that right a bit. So yeah, Lark, both days. The first day I've drawn 7 Lark. Fairly comfortable. It was like top end of the lake. Wind was all right, I could fish. And I had a really lovely day. The only issue that I had is I had Mr. Bennett on peg 11. Yeah, in my section I had Bennett on 11, which was always going to be him and the peg, nigh on impossible to beat. And so it proved. Bennett won the section with 216, I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm sure Bagger had 216. I think he was second in the match, but he won the section first day. I had a lovely, lovely day. Got loads of fish shallow on maggots to start with, lots of hide. Lots of fish in my edges on micros and corn, micros and expanders, and lots of fish across, but I couldn't fish across. It did me head in. It's definitely the wind, as always, was the theme for the 2 days. I couldn't get across when I needed to rotate my edges and across. Once my shallow line died, I couldn't get across when I needed to. And it did cost me winning, to be fair. I think if I could have fished across all day, I'd have definitely managed to win the section. But I ended up £195, so second in section. But I took that. I mean, unlikely I was going to win. Where are you coming? You come to bring me my float back? Drop me float off, thank you.
There you go, mate.
So it's pull you in. Go and take it 2 pegs down.
I feel a bit sick, to be fair.
Do you? To be fair, he's got me float back. What am I about? So yeah, second in section. Didn't feel I could win after that because there's some very good anglers in that one. But still in with a chance. Still in with a chance of framing, which is very, very, very important. Only a minute. Second day, drew Lark again. I drew peg 2 on Lark. 2, 1, 2. I drew peg 2. And I drew peg 3 last year, and peg 3 was the one that cost me last year drawing that. Because I was always going to get beat by Christian on peg 1 last year. 1's probably the best peg on the lake, I'm going to say, as a rule. And I had young Charlie Law on that as well on this festival. Charlie's on 1. I've drawn 2. There were quite a few good anglers on like that day, and my dad was on 9. Stay open short, he'd drawn peg 9, which was really narrow, and that section had been the best. I mean, I'd been on 7, 9 had fished well, and Bagger had won on 11 the day before. You could fish there, it was comfortable. Whereas where we were, it were like a hurricane. It was coming right down the hill. It just, it's excuse aside, it was flipping windy. But still had a mega day, as you do at Monk Hall. I thought I'd be clever and I'd set feeders up. And my plan was to fish a feeder across, because it was that windy. It's 14 metres there. I thought I'll fish a method across. I'll feed shallow and I'll fish my edges. That was my plan. I couldn't get a bite on the feeder. Really, really weird. Just couldn't get steady bites. They were fishing me peg. They just wouldn't have it for some reason on a feeder across. So I've ended up catching a few shallow, and I've actually had a scramble halfway through the match, and I've had to set up a pole across and battle with it across, but it was worth it. Right, by fishing pellets across, it was solid. When I could fish it, when I could slap a rig this deep, I caught some big ones. I had some like 14, 15 pounders. Is he all right? He hasn't fell in or nothing. As long as Andy hasn't drowned. yeah, I got away with it with some really, really, really big fish. I got away with it in a few ways, to be fair. And I've ended up with 170 pound. I mean, phenomenal day. Second on my lake again. I mean, Steve had won the lake with 186, I'm going to say, Steve won the lake with. On peg 9, he had a day fishing casters, catching all sorts. And I just beat Charlie next to me by like a pound. I think he ran out of casters late on, so I got away with it there as well, luckily. But hey, it was what it was. Finished with 4 points. Second both days, that just snuck me in. So I were 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. So another who'd won. Yeah, I finished fifth overall. Connor won. Connor Barlow won it with 2 points. Paul Holland also had 2 points. Connor beat him on weight. Bagger was third with 3 points. He was first in the second. And I think young Christian had the same points as me and beat me on weight. So, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal fishery. Every single person there had £100 one day or the other. It was, so many fish. Can't wait to get back there in September. Next up, after that, what did I do? I started the silly season. Like lots and lots of qualifiers. We had a Fish North qualifier, a Fish Midlands qualifier, was the first one up at Old Huff. Drew really well in that one. Didn't catch many fish, but you'll have to watch that on the members channel if you want to have a look at that one. And I was back at Old Huff 3 days later for the fish show. And I drew, in that one, I drew West Sutty, which is the Spessy catfish lake that we've always wanted to draw. And I drew the peg I'd want on it. I drew peg 11, but it is very much a who knows what could happen. Like really, there's so many big fish in there, and it was such a frustrating day. I've had one 17-pound fish chuck on a method, literally chucked it out. I was winning the match after 10 minutes with a great big, beautiful common. And then I think I ended up with 5 fish. Yeah, 5 fish, everything on something different. I think I caught one in the edge, one on a waggler, one short, one on long pole. Well, no, I didn't end up with 4 fish. 4 fish I ended up with, yeah. One on long pole, one on the waggler, one on the method, one down the edge. That's how I ended up. 4 fish of £50. They were massive, but never in the race. So lovely day, and the unknown was there, and there were plenty of fish in the peg, just couldn't catch them. They were huge and not eating. I don't know who won that one. Max someone from Whitchurch won that one off 7 on Big Max. He had £170 shallow, fair play to him. No one on the venue was catching that weight on the day. So fair play to him, absolutely walked it. And then after that, flipping it, we've been right busy. Went to the Oaks. The Oaks was the next one after that. I feel like I've done something else as well. No, we're going to say the Oaks. I've been the Oaks, fished a fisher on there, Drew Beach. So always wanted to draw new lakes, never have. Drew Beach, felt I had a chance, didn't. They just shut up shop, and I've ended up with 20 carp to win my section. I was second on the lake with £75. So lovely day mugging, but just nothing feeding. It's always the way at this time of year. They're just really moody. They're whizzing all over the place. They're just not eating, especially at northern venues where it's a bit colder. So yeah, nice day there. Won a couple of quid, but never in the race. Harry Bignell won that one. Beat the powerful one by 2 ounce. Where else have we been? 2 matches at the Glebe as well to catch up on. 2. I feel like I've done another fish show, Rich. I feel like I'm missing a fish show. No, that's it, innit? No, 2 Glebes. Golden reel. No, 2 Glebes we're going to talk about. Golden reel at the Glebe. Went and drew me standard, peg 27. I draw 27 all the time. Like every time I go to the Glebe, I draw between 20 and 27. That is my bit. And I had a rubbish day, to be fair. They're not spread out at the Glebe, but they weren't then. They were still very much wintry stacks, and we couldn't have been further away from the fish on that day. I probably ended up with 50, 60 pound at the most. I've tipped back with an hour to go and beat the traffic home. So that was my worst one of the year, that. And then lastly, we have just fished a Fish Midlands again at the Glebe, where I had a very, very emotional roller coaster day. But again, hit the bar, didn't quite get over the line. If you want to watch that one, you'll have to watch that on the members channel. Well, that's what it's been. That's been my last 3 weeks. Lots and lots and lots of travelling, all dependent on big matches, and it has to carry on because I've been a bit useless and I haven't got in any other finals yet. So carry on, keep driving up the country, and hopefully get a chance sooner rather than later. Right, so we hope you are enjoying the video that you're watching. If not, have just watched. But what we'd also like you to see is the packages that we include for our more technical, informational stuff, where what we can bring to you is all we pretty much know about the technical side and our match style side of fishing. And what we have, you are, of course you are in this bit. We have 2 sides of things. We have the basic package that for £4.99, you can watch us fish live matches, a Q&A every month, and additional stuff from Matty Dawes with live matches and more technical stuff on his side. Or we have the all access package where you can literally see see technical insights, live matches from us, but also some of the best anglers flipping on the planet. I mean, we treat it as 3 days coaching for us, and we go out and we show you what we're learning for anglers like Darren Cox, Andy Bennett, Des Ship, to name but a few. Well worth a look if you fancy having a little bit more fishing content to watch.